Today, we're diving into a topic that's got the WWE Universe buzzing, and let's just say, if you're a Jade Cargill hater, this might sting a little. There's no denying it anymore. Jade Cargill is becoming a major problem for the women's division in WWE, not because she's out here politicking for attention or trying to ride the coattails of legacy stars. No, she's becoming a problem because she's putting in the work, growing before our eyes, and forcing everyone, fans, haters, and skeptics alike, to pay attention. Let's rewind the clock just a little. We're in the final weeks leading up to WrestleMania 41. The energy is electric, the storylines are boiling over, and superstars across every division are sharpening their tools for the biggest stage in professional wrestling. And who's in the spotlight? Standing tall like a skyscraper with a mic in hand and a whole lot to prove? None other than Jade Cargill. When Jade first entered WWE, the noise around her was deafening. Some fans were excited, many were skeptical, and a vocal group downright dismissed her, calling her all look, no skill. But here's the thing, the version of Jade Cargill we're seeing now is not the same woman who debuted in AEW years ago. And if you've been watching closely, you know she's been quietly, methodically sharpening her game behind the scenes. In an interview right before WrestleMania, Jade opened up about her journey in WWE, saying, "I've grown so much since being here." Simple words, maybe, but they hit different when you understand the context. Jade was already 6 feet of charisma, athleticism, and attitude when she walked through the Performance Center doors. But growth in wrestling isn't just about lifting more or getting louder. It's about refinement, learning timing, selling the emotion, knowing when to move, when to speak, and when to let the moment speak for itself. Jade talked about how WWE sent her on a metaphorical global wrestling tour without ever really leaving the confines of Orlando. In her words, she got the chance to wrestle in Japanese strong style, German techniques, and other forms of global wrestling culture, all within WWE's training system. That's no small thing. In fact, that's one of the most underestimated resources WWE has, the ability to mold raw potential into polished performers through its developmental infrastructure. And Jade Cargill seems to have absorbed it all like a sponge. She credited people like Matt Bloom, Terry Taylor, and the incredible talents in NXT who pushed her every day in training. She didn't dodge the grind, she embraced it. She saw the work ethic around her, and instead of shrinking, she leaned in and said, "Let me match that." She didn't complain, she didn't coast on her name or on her previous fame. She rolled up her sleeves and got to work. And you know what's scarier than a dominant, confident Jade Cargill? A dominant, confident Jade Cargill who's getting better every day. That's a terrifying prospect for anyone standing across the ring from her. So let's talk about that WrestleMania match, Jade Cargill vs. Naomi. A match not just built on belts or weekly brawls, but on a deeper emotional current. It had history, intensity, and real tension. You could feel the weight of it the moment they locked eyes. Naomi, a fan favorite with years of in-ring experience and one of the best athletes in the company, wasn't just there to put Jade over. She was there to test her, and test her. She did. Critics questioned the decision to have Jade go over Naomi at WrestleMania, and honestly, it's a fair debate. Naomi's resurgence in WWE has been nothing short of spectacular. She's come back stronger, more dynamic, and more beloved than ever. But if the goal is to build a new megastar, to truly usher in a new era of women's wrestling, then Jade going over makes a different kind of sense, because Jade isn't just being pushed, she's delivering when it counts. What's interesting is how WWE has handled Jade's development. They've been deliberate, almost surgical, in how they've presented her. She hasn't been thrown into 30-minute matches or asked to lead complicated storylines from day one. They're pacing her, giving her room to breathe, to evolve. That's how you build longevity. That's how you avoid burnout and backlash. They're not overexposing her. They're letting the mystery build, letting fans want more. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, Jade's in-ring skills and mic work. Even her biggest fans admit she's not perfect. She's limited in the ring. Her promos aren't at the level of a Becky Lynch or Bayley just yet. But that's not the point. WWE isn't trying to make Jade Cargill the next somebody else. They're letting her be the first Jade Cargill. And with time, she's proving that she's more than just a flashy entrance or an impressive physique. In AEW, Jade was dominant, sure, but her run often felt isolated. WWE has placed her into meaningful, layered programs. The feud with Naomi has been one of the most compelling storylines in the company over the past few months. It's featured betrayal, redemption, competition, and emotion. Both women have elevated each other. And that's the beauty of good wrestling storytelling. It's not about burying one to push another. It's about creating chemistry that elevates both. Jade's story also highlights how WWE has shifted its philosophy with talent coming from rival promotions. Under the old Vince McMahon regime, it was common for ex-AEW or indie stars to be downplayed or reshaped completely, but Triple H's leadership has been more open, more strategic. We saw it first with Cody Rhodes, who wasn't just welcomed, he was embraced, and Jade is following that same path. That's a smart move, because if WWE wants to continue attracting top talent from around the world, it needs to send a message: if you come here, we'll treat you with respect, we'll showcase what makes you special, and that's exactly what they're doing with Jade. Let's not forget, Jade has that it factor, the kind you can't teach, the kind that makes fans stop scrolling, the kind that makes kids want to buy your action figure before you even win a title. She's got presence, she commands attention, and when you combine that with steady improvement and a solid creative direction, you get a superstar in the making. Now that she's started mixing it up with names like Tiffany Stratton and stepping deeper into the SmackDown scene, the stakes are even higher, but WWE is playing it smart. They're slowly turning her into a major player, without burning out the audience or rushing the payoff. It's a long-term game, and it's working. The question now is, where do we go from here? Do we get a rematch with Naomi? A deeper storyline that pushes both women to the edge? Or do we see Jade set her sights on championship gold sooner rather than later? Honestly, there's no bad answer here. Jade is becoming a foundational piece of WWE's future women's division, not just because of what she brings now, but because of what she represents: growth, potential, and undeniable star power. And look, if you're still on the fence, ask yourself this: how many wrestlers do you know who come in with all the expectations in the world, get that kind of spotlight, and actually deliver? Not just in one match or one promo, but in a consistent grind of training, performing, and improving? Not many. Jade Cargill is doing that. She's proving that she belongs, and whether you like her or not, you're going to have to deal with the fact that she's not going anywhere. The crowd reactions, the merch, the social buzz, it's all growing, and as she keeps improving, the division is going to have to step up just to keep up. So to the haters, maybe it's time to take a step back. Maybe it's time to recognize what's happening right in front of you. You don't have to love her, but if you're still pretending she's not making waves, you're not paying attention. Jade Cargill is here, she's evolving, and she's doing it in a way that's pushing the entire women's division to be better. So what do you think? Has Jade Cargill finally silenced the doubters, or is the best still yet to come? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're enjoying these deep dives into wrestling's most intriguing stories, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one. We've got plenty more heat coming your way. Until then, keep watching, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep respecting the grind.